Travelin' Trav's Travelin' String Camp. Together, we are discovering our common service, our common stories, and our common love. Labor and the expression of worth. Strengthening a tribe member deepens a tribe. Depth tribes feed the world. Recently, I've been incredibly blessed to discover a new friend who's been willing to do some team building projects to enter into service together out in the community. I'm incredibly gifted to have experienced all of this with another human being, somebody who has the love and who has the time and who has the depth of practice to keep up. And I really appreciate that. And that work that we've been doing has also just opened up another realm of the shadow. Grid work, some might say. So, here we are, together, hopefully trying to strengthen one another, giving our best to the strengthening, to the help of one another, because I believe that every time we strengthen a tribe member, we strengthen every tribe to which that tribe member is connected. Hallelujah, Haribol. Christ consciousness, Krishna consciousness. There are so many ways we can speak of love. No one wants to be a victim. And also, there seems to be something built into our very systems that creates victimhood. Here we are, together, in this world that is driven by exploitation. Sweet dreams, vampires, and victims. A generous person may be seen as a mark, a target. If our hearts are to remain open, we must be incredibly strong. We innately understand that if we want to continue in our development, that we must open our hearts. It seems sometimes that every time we open up, we are bound to get hurt again. We give now, not because we are naive, but because we feel so deeply called to love. And we love now, not because we believe that we will gain what we desire. We love now because we are committed to the whole process. And we are ready to love to the death 1,000 times. And 1,000 times we are ready to lose, to let go of every offended desire as we watch our wounded children moan and groan with disappointment. This is the impossible realm in which we live, this binary field of suffering in which we are called somehow to usher in the kingdom of heaven. This realm in which death and hate can sometimes seem so real and so ominous. This place in which we hunger and are forced to consume the energetic matter of the other in order to survive. This is the realm in which we have chosen to create ourselves as victims. This is the place where we cannibalize one another, even when we are not exactly consuming one another's flesh. This is why stories of vampires exist. In this realm, we enslave one another. The more slaves we have, the more successful we are said to be. If I can convince you to do my will in trade for paper or digital currency, then I am called successful. And when we are disempowered in the realm of currency, physical capacity, or mental acuity, we will unconsciously discover other ways to place others in our service. It's quite a nightmare, actually, the way we victimize one another. Some of us were born into such acute expressions of familial shame that we found ourselves later in life literally begging to be placed in subservient roles. Some of us want to abuse you. Some of us want to be abused. Are you familiar with what that is like? At nearly 50 years old, I have just now had a chance to wake up from this illusion in myself. I have many stories now about what it has been like to come into the self-knowledge of this inherited compromise, and now I understand my story as the human story, vampires and victims. I've been searching for love all my life, And I thought that if I just gave enough of myself, that life would reward me this love. I thought that if I listened to you with great attention, that I would discover this love. My foundational life teachings were shame-based. In some very terrible sense, shame and love are the same to me somehow. And I'm still drawn to people who will hurt me. I'm compelled now to work this out as a matter of survival. In fact, I'd rather die than live this way. And I'm exhausted. I long to be held in substantive relationship. I know my own worth now, and I cannot settle for anything less. I will no longer settle for shame as a replacement for love. My brother, just months before he killed himself, was trying to approach a conversation with me about shame. He and I did not have the collective wisdom to move forward in that conversation. Now I ask you, are you brave enough to help those of us who are dying of this great shaming demoralization which has fallen upon our people? Do we have the collective wisdom to move forward in this conversation? Can we shed our vampire and victim skins and move forward with this process? Labor and the expression of worth. Strengthening a tribe member deepens a tribe. Depth tribes feed the world. Together, we are discovering our common work, our common service, our common stories, our common love.